Do you have a dog that has anxiety? Because I do. Tula's got serious anxiety. Not only is it uncomfortable for her, it's been linked to a whole host of serious health problems. In this video, I'm going to be talking about lesser discussed non-drug options to help you treat your dog's anxiety at home. And if this is something that interests you, I really encourage you to sign up for our brand new free webinar, Natural Dog Sedation, Dog Anxiety, and Diseases Related to Stress. 5 important reasons why you need to treat your dog's anxiety now. What to do for dog separation anxiety. How to solve dog noise phobias at home. Choosing a safe and effective dog calming supplement. Clomicalm and conventional anti-anxiety medication side effects. You really should know about this. What are some of the underlying causes of the anxiety disorders in our dogs? Are vaccines linked to those? Does natural sedation even work? And what's this about the microbiome, the supposed good bacteria in the intestinal tract? Do they really help for anxiety? We're going to be covering all this and more in the new free webinar. It's happening Tuesday, April 15th at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can click the link in the box below to sign up. Are you looking to learn more about natural pet health and wellness? You've come to the right place. Click the link to subscribe to Veterinary Secrets. There are 4 main types of anxiety disorders that we're seeing in our dogs. Number 1 seems to be pretty common, affecting upwards of 1/4 to 1/3 of all dogs. Separation anxiety. They just react inappropriately anytime you leave, when you're gone, when they're separated from you. Number 2, something that affects Tula. Fear-based anxiety. This could be fear of loud noises, or it could be fearful of the camera. She's being filmed. Doesn't associate it with necessarily good things, but especially being up on this table. It's not uncommon. Animals that come to the vet clinic, they go on the table. They associate all those negative things that go along with that. They start trembling and shaking, and that's what she's doing now. Number 3, there's CCD, or canine cognitive dysfunction, the anxiety related to that. We're seeing this in generally our older dogs. She's 13 and a half, going on 14. She may have some of that, so that might be contributing to her anxiety. Then number 4, there's something called GAD, or generalized anxiety disorder. And these are dogs which are fearful and have anxiety for a whole host of different reasons and different situations. But it's something that persists with them. So it's not just trigger. With Tula, as soon as she's out of this room, away from this camera, off the table, she's relaxed. So no, it's not generalized. And unfortunately, some dogs have that. But regardless of the underlying cause, it's linked to a bunch of different health outcomes, like poor health outcomes. And it's something that is really important to treat for your dog. It is clearly an underlying health problem, and you need to help resolve that. Quick response for Tula. Get her out of here. You're free. Good girl. There. Research has now shown that dogs that have these anxiety disorders, they have an increased disease frequency and a decreased lifespan. In other words, they live shorter lives. They get sick far more often. Chronic stress results in an increased cortisol. You're stimulating the adrenal gland, resulting in a potential whole host of diseases. Your number 1, high cortisol, you're suppressing the immune response, meaning you're much more likely to get any bacterial, any viral infection. It's been linked to heart disease, asthma, obesity, diabetes, chronic inflammation, allergies, IBD, cognitive dysfunction, even premature death. So today I wanted to share with you my top 5 natural solutions that don't involve medications of any type. Number 1, music. When I first heard of this, I was a little bit dubious, but turns out there's actually been specific research. And what the scientists have looked at is comparing different styles of music. And what they found is there's certain types of music that really do a good job of decreasing dog cortisol levels. So especially they're looking at dogs that are in stressful environments, i.e. being in a boarding kennel. There's a whole bunch of other dogs. You got barking dogs. Here's where you're going to have much higher cortisol levels. It just triggers them. So what they found is when you play a classical type of music, there's a marked decrease levels of cortisol. These dogs are far less stressed. You've got upwards of 1/3 of dogs suffering from noise phobia. So they're just scared of this loud noise. It's that barking loud dog. For instance, that barking loud dog in the kennel next door. I've had more than a few animals that just really scared of thunderstorms. That loud noise is just such a trigger. Even for dogs who have separation anxiety, The classical music can make a big difference. An easy thing to do, I just went on Spotify. I searched for classical dog calming music, and this is what you're going to hear. Now you listen to that, like, how can you not feel calmer? So classical dog calming music, super easy, inexpensive way to help your dog's anxiety. Number 2, the use of a shirt or a wrap where you're snuggling up your dog with something. You're hitting these key acupressure points, and for many, many dogs, that can make a huge difference. They have far lower levels of anxiety. So the principle here is, number 1, it's just the principle of swaddling, and anyone who's ever had to deal with a crying child, you swaddle them up. They feel much more secure. Some people claim they feel like they're in the womb again, and they're all calm and relaxed and they stop crying. Other thoughts are that you're dealing sort of with the theory of Chinese medicine. You're hitting all these key acupressure points or acupuncture points. What that does is that calms the nervous system. But regardless, it seems to work, and it works for many dogs. So you have a couple options. Number 1, you can do your own thing at home. So I'm going to show you what I'll do here with Tula. It definitely helps her. She's far less shaky. Number 2, you can buy something commercial like the Thunder shirt. For Tula, sometimes I find just putting on a snuggled, like a tight dog sweater. Here's her little pink sweater. Sometimes that's enough to help her feel a little more secure. It's nice. It's nice and snug there. Maybe you guys can see she's trembling and shaking. It's not making me feel, she's a little bit nervous being on this table. Sometimes the sweater's enough. Next, I'm going to use a blanket, and I often find I can snuggle her right up. So I just throw it over top, little poodle, and I'm going to wrap your head, wrap your legs. So I just wrap her up like a little cozy hot dog, and even I go around her belly, her legs, make her nice and snug. When she does that, I can feel her. She's a lot less shaky. She's starting to feel like, okay, maybe I can tolerate being in the room here. And that's often what I'll do. I find it easier to film. I just wrap her right up, and it's a bit easier. It's okay, little poodle. Good girl. So yeah, you can try to make your own Thunder shirt. Try that on your own dog. Or obviously go ahead and buy the commercial one. Definitely worth trying. Number 3, the touch therapies. Acupressure, Tellington tea touch, even massage. A couple different things we're doing here. Number 1, just the act of touching. That alone can produce these happy chemicals like endorphins, make you feel a little bit calmer, lower your levels of cortisol. Just lower the cortisol being released from that adrenal gland in front of the kidney. Right? You're just even holding Tula's head. It's enough to slowly calm her. A couple things. If you're looking at something like acupressure, I've shown this point before, and it works really well on Tula. So in acupressure, we're putting our fingers over top of these key acupuncture points. We're not placing in needles. We're just using the pressure of our finger. And you'd be surprised how well it works. So the third eye point, it's located here at the bridge of your dog's nose, right here in between their eyes. Got my index finger. I'm putting moderate pressure over top of that point. And I can just hold that. Anytime she's shaking, I put her on the table, put my finger over top, and you may be able to see as it sits there, her breathing slows, her trembling slows. She instantly becomes less anxious. So if someone bangs on the door and your dog starts trembling, just try it. Be like, it's okay, poodle. Third eye point. I encourage you to use it. Tellington tea touch, another type of touch therapy. They're making these fine circles, even using your thumb and forefinger. There's different areas around the body that will be used for someone who's a specific therapist in it. When I was originally taught it by someone who was used to work at my veterinary practice, they suggested just focusing on the ear tips, your thumb, your forefinger. You're making these circular motions. And for some animals, that's calming. I don't know if it's doing much with you, Tula. And maybe you're hitting some of these key acupressure points. So T-touch didn't seem to work for you. The number 3, just plain old massage, right? And, focusing on those muscles that are tight. You're supporting her head, And in doing so, she feels a little more held. Starts to lower her cortisol. You want her to start to have good feelings, like, okay, that actually feels kind of good. And I'm going to shake a lot less. Right. It's just what a good girl you are. So even just petting her. Yeah. Oh, look at that. What? And reassuring words. What a brave little doggy. Okay. So do not discount the touch therapies. Even to try one thing, start focusing on that acupressure point. Oh, what a brave doggy you are. Yes. Oh, good girl. Number 4, TV for dogs, dog TV. Yes, it's more than just a gimmicky thing. It has been out for years. There's a specific channel called Dog TV. A bunch of university studies, they've actually have measurable changes in dogs that are actually watching this calming, soothing, relaxing television. So they're actually seeing lower cortisol levels on dog TV. So is this potentially a thing that could help your dog? Yes, it is. And it's more than just, it wouldn't be kind of neat. I distract my dog. No, it can actually help lower cortisol levels, make them feel less stressed, have less anxiety. Here is Tula watching dog TV. What's that, Tula? Look, it's the doggies. We're kind of seeing the same geese back and forth in the channel. I don't think that matters a whole lot. And I'll bet you that canine star was pretty darn inexpensive. So yes, dog TV, it is a thing, may help your dog and you help their anxiety without any type of drug. Number 5, environmental enrichment. Here you're trying to modify your dog's environment. You want to make it interesting, potentially something interactive. And here's one easy way to do it. We're going to be using this. It's a lick mat. It's made by the company Licky Mat, who I really like. They make a whole array of different lick mats, and they've got a wonderful, durable, non-toxic material that they're using for their lick mats, natural rubber. But how can this mat that your dog licks food off of, how can it reduce anxiety? First, it's providing mental stimulation. They've got to think, they've got to get that food. Number 2, just the licking action. When your dog licks, it's kind of a calming way for them, especially. It causes them to release a happy hormone called endorphins. More endorphins your dog has, the happier he feels, the less anxious he is. And number 3, and I often found this really helpful in veterinary practice, it's providing a distraction for a stressful situation. So especially these dogs that have the separation anxiety, if all of a sudden they get to be focused on, say, licking this canned food that you've frozen, guess what? It's like, I don't need to be so worried about my owner leaving, for instance. And it was often really helpful in practice. I advise many clients to try these lick mats. They're really versatile in terms of you can put a whole bunch of different foods on here. You can put something soft like yogurt, a healthy natural peanut butter. But you can also do things like you can freeze things. You could take bone broth and you could freeze it. That can be part of your lick mat. And they're also great to encourage slow eating. Some of our dogs, they just inhale that food. And for some of our medium, larger breeds that risk a bloat, that's actually a big risk factor. So if you can slow the rate that they're eating the food, you could then decrease the chance of them ever getting bloat. So let's try a lick mat with Tula. Here's some yummy canned food. This is actually a single ingredient. It's canned turkey, which she really likes. So the idea with the lick mat is that here I'm going to put the soft food on. You're spreading it firmly over top, but you're just trying to keep it at the level of the little notches. It's got these little notches all throughout the mat itself, which lets you put in this soft food. And it's going to make it more difficult for her to get. So I want her to get it, but I want her to work for it. So what do you think? Let's just try. Oh, yummy. Look at that. There's your food. She's never had it before, and it's working for her. And see how she's focused on that? She's focused on that. She's not shaking. Oh, A+ for your lick mat, Poodle. Oh, good girl. Yes. Oh, lick mat. Apparently, Tula needs more lick mats in her life. Yay, licky mat. Good girl. Oh, I like this idea. If you've yet to try one, I encourage you to do so. It's working for the Poodle. The other couple of big things I wanted to mention, which I'd always say in veterinary practice. Well, number 1, adequate and proper training. You've got a dog that has separation anxiety. Go see a skilled trainer that is able to help with separation anxiety. Huge. And the second big thing, which I say to every client, that in any type of anxiety in their dog is they need to get adequate exercise. An exercised dog is a tired dog who is just far less anxious. He doesn't have to, all this cortisol's not pumping through his body because he's tired. So there's two big things, which I just assume that should be a big given, and I've discussed that all in previous videos. So before you start adding in other things, just make sure you're starting out with the big basics, like you are using exercising your dog as regularly as you can, so they really are tired. Going to make a big difference for things like separation anxiety. Then number two, you've got a dog that has separation anxiety, please go see a skilled certified trainer. But thanks for watching this video on dog anxiety, and more specifically, my top holistic solutions that don't involve a pill or a tablet or anything else. And then I really encourage you to sign up for a brand new free webinar, Natural Dog Sedation, Dog Anxiety, and Diseases Related to Stress. We're going to talk about the most common causes of anxiety, not just the specific classes, but what is the underlying cause, things you can get to the root to and actually solve. Stress, the immune system, and the links to chronic disease. Why you really need to be cautious with the conventional anti-anxiety medications. We're going to be talking about allergies, melatonin, seizure disorders in our dogs. Does natural sedation even work? Then I'm going to share with you my top holistic solutions to treat all the most common causes of dog anxiety. The webinar is free. It's happening Tuesday, April 15th at 5 p.m. Pacific. Click the link in the box below to sign up.